a barrel roll.
Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica Burton.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
The mini Super Nintendo hasn't even been released yet, but have the shortages already begun?
Yeah.
Has Nintendo learned nothing? Are they just playing with us?
Yes, a day after Nintendo announced the SNES Classic Edition, they're already sold out in one part of the world, leading to fears that we're going to have to deal with scalpers if we want one of these sweet, sweet retro consoles.
So, will Nintendo make enough SNES Classics this time around? Well, we've got good news and bad news on that front. The good news is that Nintendo says that they're going to produce more SNES Classics than the NES. The bad news is that it's still going to be a limited run, just like last time, because they haven't learned from their mistakes and they want to see us cry.
Do you think they're just going to add like one more?
Just 2.3 million plus one.
We made more.
Yeah,
if you haven't been keeping up, let's fill you in on the background. First, yesterday Nintendo gave us all yet another big old retro boner when they announced the SNES Classic, a retro console that will come packed with 21 games, including the never-released Star Fox 2, all for $80. It also has 2 SNES Classic controllers as well as an HDMI cable and USB charging cable, and most importantly, the controller cables will be longer this time too, thank God.
Yay! The system launches September 29th in the US and Europe, and while there's still been some grousing online that it costs a bit more and has 9 fewer games than the NES Classic, it still looks pretty awesome. Which probably means that, again, a lot more people will want the system than will be able to get a hold of it. Sound familiar? Are you having deja vu yet?
Way too familiar. We got our first sign of trouble in the UK where the system went up for pre-order yesterday, and you can probably imagine what happened next. It immediately sold out from a number of UK sites, including Amazon UK, Smiths, and Game.
And you can probably guess what happened after that, too. Yep, you'd be right. Asshole scalpers immediately started listing it for £300 on eBay in the UK, describing it as a guaranteed pre-order and sold out everywhere. To try and deter scalpers, Game raised its deposit requirement from £10 to £50. No word yet on whether that was effective, but hey, they're trying.
Doesn't help that the European version looks so much cooler than the
cool.
North American version.
What?
Elsewhere, there's an Australian electronics site that's still got pre-orders available for $119 each, but sadly, it's only available down under.
So get your kangaroo friend to send it to you. As for the rest of the world, well, we don't know yet because it doesn't seem to have gone up for pre-order anywhere else. And trust us, literally everyone in this office has been refreshing Best Buy and Amazon every 5 minutes, so we'll let you know if it goes up.
Obviously, it's still early, but considering the supply and demand issues that we saw with the NES Classic, it's worth asking if we're headed for a sequel. For their part, Nintendo definitely sounds aware of the issue. Of course they are. And a statement to GameSpot, they said they're gonna do things differently this time. Nintendo said, "We aren't providing specific numbers, but we will produce significantly more units of Super NES Classic Edition than we did of NES Classic Edition."
They're gonna make 2, not one more.
Two more.
2 more,
Yeah.
Significant. Okay, so, that's technically the good news, but are you ready for the bad news, Gus?
If it's a significant digit more, it would have to be 10 times more.
You're right, yeah.
Maybe they're doing a significant digit more. Okay, sorry, what was the bad news?
The bad news is they aren't making the console past this year.
Oh, awesome.
Limited time.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make
No.
so much better?
Yeah.
Some fun?
No.
Nintendo told GameSpot Super NES Classic Edition is currently planned to ship from September 29th until the end of the calendar year of 2017. At this time, we have nothing to announce regarding any possible shipments beyond this year. They added that their long-term efforts are focused on Switch games and continue to maintain the 3DS, so translation, get fucked.
What about Virtual Console?
No, shh. That doesn't exist, Gus.
Which makes sense in a lot of ways. After all, while these throwback consoles are a lot of fun, at the end of the day, they're not the future of Nintendo. That would be the Switch and whatever they decide to do with their handheld line after the 3DS is put out to pasture.
Shot in the forest like Old Yeller. As Nintendo told GameSpot, the SNES Classic is being offered in special recognition of fans who show tremendous interest in our classic content, and it's not going to give us the Virtual Console because that's pretty much the same thing, but whatever.
At the end of the day, Nintendo is treating these retro consoles as a one-off novelty for fans to get a sense of what it was like to game back in the day, at least until they finally give us Virtual Console for the Switch.
We're looking at you, Nintendo, which means that there will probably never be enough of them, supply-wise. And as annoying as scalpers are, they are unavoidable so long as Nintendo doesn't meet demand.
What Nintendo? Why don't you satisfy me? What do you think of the SNES Classic? Are you gonna try and pick one up? Would you buy one from a scalper? Let us know in the comments.
And for all of your Nintendo news, be sure to like this video, and if you are new around here, subscribe to the Know.
You know what? I'm not gonna buy one. No, fuck it.
Yeah, you are.
Fuck it.
Gus,
No.
you're so buying one.
No.
You're absolutely going
Pissed
to.
off.
You're gonna buy one.
Does that hurt? Yeah, I bet that did.
The red! Ah!
You should go from that and immediately cut to welcome to the Know.